I mean, we stayed agile the whole year. The team stayed committed. So even with everything that was going on with the bear, with different regulatory changes over the year, with projects coming and going regularly, Champions Ascension continued to stay agile, continued to deliver new and amazing gameplay for you guys that aligned with our original vision and some of the most important things that we feel are going to be the requirements for the winning type projects that will be out there. We will continue to lead the way in 23 and beyond. And you guys have already kind of seen that, as we made this transition in preparation towards it, we transitioned out from our old white paper. We took that down. We have a new white paper that will be coming. That white paper is going to be built iteratively. So white paper 2 we're going to take a very different approach to it than we did with white paper 1, which is kind of lay everything out all at once. And again, a lot of those things in 23, as you can see, the market shifting, they just don't necessarily make sense to do them in the exact way we decided upon at that time. That doesn't change the fact, again, that our prime holders will be the apex of the economy. We're going to continue to make good on a lot, if not all, of our promises that we made to you guys in the beginning. Way that we decide to kind of unveil those plans to you, again, with the learnings that we've taken in from a lot of the groups and additional kind of muscle that we've gotten to advise us and help us navigate the waters. And what we see is going to be the potential strongest elements for 23 and projects beyond. That's how we're going to kind of fill in the white paper. So it's going to be a little bit at a time going forward, unveiling pieces of the economy layer by layer as we go. I know that's something that's very important to you guys. It's something that got you really excited about the project originally, so I wanted to just touch on that. A little bit back to the investment round and what that means for us, right? So Plai Labs, you guys can go to the website that we have up now. I think we're going to add it. For those of you who haven't seen it, we'll add it in the announcement section. You guys can kind of see what is behind the thought process there in building this new venture as a company. I think there is a focus there. We have great leadership. The entire team is intact. Our leadership team is intact. The CEO of the company, Chris Wolf and Aber Whitcomb, our CTO, are along for the ride with us. They believe in what we're doing. They're here in the new company with us to help us lead the way and lead to a promising tomorrow. So you guys are probably thinking like, wow, you guys have been messing around with generative AI a little bit here and a little there. We're obviously very interested. I think our interest goes far beyond what we've already shown. One of the big components of how we're going to think about building this game in the future is putting tools in the hands of you guys, our users, along with ourselves, the dev team. They're going to allow to empower us building UGC and building the Messina of tomorrow. And again, we're going to get more into the details of that over the coming months. But I think that is really the broad picture there of why we've decided to make this move. The focus right now on our flagship product is still Champions Ascension. You guys don't have to worry about that. It is still the primary focus, and we have the fucking pedal to the metal on that project. I don't think we can move any faster than we're currently moving. If I do, I think some of the guys up on stage here might pass out and die from work overload. So with that, again, shout out to the team and the community who focused over the last year on building the momentum for this project. The excitement that you guys brought, that we brought to the table, and then you guys engaged in, kind of feeding us back from that excitement level. That excitement was, it was amazing. It was contagious, right? So every time we talked to different groups about this game, they felt that excitement. They were able to look at our project and say, wow, this shit is different. It is quality. We've never seen anything like this. 99% of the games out there in blockchain right now just aren't delivering on a promise this big. And again, this is something that we believe in. It's something that we've always wanted to kind of inject into what we were doing, our best. And we're very pleased to say that was reflected in the response we've seen from a lot of powerful people, a lot of people that were very interested in this project. So our commitment right now is to continue to build upon that strong content, and we're excited to see the community begin to take a more active role in that. And we've already kind of done this a little bit with the Mint. Even prior to the Mint, we've given you guys a little bit of that feeling of opportunity here. Like the last thing I'll say about Play Labs, the new entity, and kind of what that means for the project as you as the community is, we're entrepreneurs now of another level. If you want to look at it that way, that extends itself to you guys, our community. You guys are asset holders. You guys are owners of our champions. You guys have a say in the project, but not in the same way of like how the game is developed and so on and so forth. It's more about what you want to bring to the table as entrepreneurs. This is your project. We're open and willing to listen, but there's ways that you guys can start to extend our reach and our ability already. And some of you have already contributed to that. It's one of those things that we really believe in. We really believe in that community contagion that's going to help the project grow. Awesome. So I just want to kind of close out the Play Labs section announcement. Again, there's going to be a lot more details coming. There'll be, releases for you guys to hear, news and updates. You guys will be able to see how, the rest of the market kind of reacts to this. Very excited to kind of see our OpenSea volume doing very nice today. It's a really great thing to see our project holding strong, even in these times. Not a lot of people are getting investments today, guys, for games like this or projects like this. So it's a testament to say that we were able to acquire one, again, a seed, very quality seed with one of the most quality partners out there. Super excited about this moment, guys. So with that, I'm going to kind of move to the next big section. Hope everyone is ready because I think this is really a lot of the info that everybody was expecting today and really wanted to hear a lot about. Let me take a breath and a quick drink here. Because yes, I am going to start to discuss the upcoming Elemental Mint. The moment you guys have been waiting for months is here. Probably my prior statements have a little bit to do with what the delay has been thus far. But that's all water under the bridge now. We are here. Perfect timing. End of January 2023. I am happy to say that the team has closed all of our whitelists as of last night. We had an incredible response to all of the events, the collaborations, the news about the Mint. Demand is incredibly high and it's spread across the entire ecosystem, from DAOs to gaming guilds to promotional firms to just gamers in general, to different groups across the spectrum, to blockchain contributing companies that want to provide services to projects like ours. The response was incredible. We loaded up them whitelists as best as we could. I think we gave you guys, our community, a great opportunity to get in as many times as we could and be real playful with that. Again, that active participation is something that we really, really want to highlight as being one of the strongest things that will push this project forward. And those of you that, that accomplished that and were able to participate even at the lowest level, I feel like you got a lot of extra spaces. So again, we're really excited. Whitelists are closed out. Along with that, the website is going to be updating tomorrow with a wallet checker that is going to allow you guys to go in with your various wallets and check in and see what each one of your wallets that you feel has qualified for. We're also going to make it easy in most cases for those of you that participated in any of the campaigns and you're not sure what you might be on. You should be getting an email tomorrow as well from our system notifying winners. And even if you didn't win, you're going to be notified, that the campaigns are closed and where to go on the website to check out see what's going on. Okay, so I know some of you guys are like note takers and screenshotters, and you guys love this kind of stuff. I'm going to get into some of the the harder dates and numbers and things you want to pay attention to. Good news is of course, my guy Slime and the rest of the community team are going to put all this stuff up after this AMA, so it'll be nice and out there for you guys to reference regularly. But I'm going to go through it anyway, just because I think we wanted to tell you guys this stuff first. And of course, once we start putting images out there, then everybody gets a hold of it. And again, we wanted to give you guys a little bit of that white glove service because of how important you are to the project. So we have what I would say, and we established this before, we have officially 4 tiers of the whitelist. I should say, we have 3 tiers of the whitelist, and then the public the public sale. The first tier is what we're calling the Prime Claim, or Tier 0. This is where a lot of the Prime holders are going to qualify employees and contributing partners. So this mint is going to take place on January 25th from 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to the next day at 7:59 a.m. Pacific Time. So basically 8 to 8. We're given a nice 24-hour window. This is like the white glove service side of the mint. There's a decent amount of spaces, and we're gonna send out all the allocation numbers, like how many qualifications there were for each tier of the whitelist following this AMA. There's roughly, in the realm of 2,500 PEEP wallets that are qualifying there. Again, spread out across the community, employees, and contributing partners. The next day, bright and early, Tier 1 of the whitelist is going to open at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on January the 26th. That tier is going to be open for 1 hour, guys, from 8 to 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Whitelist 1 winners are guaranteed 2 elementals per mint. Okay, so the Tier 1, I'm sorry, I should have said, is 1 elemental per qualifying wallet. The Tier 1 campaign is basically going to allow for 2 elementals per whitelist. So this is we were, as I mentioned, very successful. The demand was extremely high in going out there, finding quality partners. We also have a bunch of contest winners in there, so some of you guys qualified for a lot of these spots as well. These are, going out there to a lot of the development teams and partners out there that we really want to build strong relationships with. Again, the larger blockchain gaming community and gamers in general. So we were very, very selective with this, and even with that, heavy level of selectivity, a lot of these went out. I won't get into the numbers on that one, but it's a fair share of the mint is going there. And then Tier 2 follows that at exactly 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and again will also last 1 hour. Tier 2 is over-allocated, and it will provide the opportunity for some of you who get in there fast enough to mint a additional 1 elemental. So it's 1 elemental per whitelist spot on that. And then following that is the public mint itself, and that will mint until mint out. So at 10 a.m., if there's any elemental still available, the public mint will begin. I'll also add that 1K, so 1,000 elementals are going into the Play Labs treasury. We have a very good reason for that, which is that we want to really incentivize engagement and activity and give you guys some fucking awesome tournaments and events over the next year where you're going to be able to earn these, and we're going to be able to, kind of drum up more hype for the project and allow players to come in and try to earn elementals. And you saw some of that going on already, with the contest during the mint. I want to state that as well. Again, all info for this will be posted for reference and promotional purposes. Following the mint, we will reveal your champions. So you're going to be minting, similar to last time, you'll be minting basically what we would call an egg or a containment chamber. You won't know what you got. The essence of each champion in that container will be revealed about a week after the mint. And then before the end of the month, shortly after that essence reveal, we will also then reveal the champions. So it gives you guys a little bit more time, build a little bit more FOMO, get a little more excited about what you got. Start to speculate even, and maybe somebody wants a fire one and wants to trade out for a water one, so on and so forth. But we'll leave that up to you guys, and we're anxious to kind of play around with that and see what you guys want to do. And then I'll say this last thing about the mint, because it's something that we mentioned, but we really didn't delve too much into. And again, I'm going to keep it kind of high level here, because it's one of these fun little perks, and may get a few more people to decide to just hang on. But 10% of Elemental Champion holders are in the month of March are going to get airdropped something special. So they're going to get airdropped what we call the Hungering Chest. And the Hungering Chest is, quote unquote, pretty fucking cool. I don't want to really talk about it very much right now, because I think it's that cool. It's definitely, I'm going to be holding my elementals. I hope I get hungering chest. I don't want to let one of those go by me. So 10%, it's going to be pretty low percentage, but it's good enough percentage that it's just a little another something to maybe to get you guys to think twice about parting ways for that quick buck. So anyway, guys, that is the mint information. We're so hyped for this mint, man. We've gotten an insane response from all the campaigns we've done. Things go out, they mint out. You guys have seen we've announced partnerships left and right. The community engagement team, the biz dev side, it's guys just been doing an amazing job in that respect. A lot of people, a lot of eyeballs on this mint, guys. We're really excited to kind of execute it next week. So we hope you guys are excited too. We hope you're fucking like jazzed about it, like really up on this. It's gonna be badass. These things look amazing. I don't know, how many of you have actually taken a look at some of the leaks that we put out in terms of what these things look like. And the primes look amazing. Of course, the elementals just have some really cool looking new parts. That they bring to the table. It's going to make breeding extremely interesting when we eventually launch it and you guys start to get out there with Dr. Prometheus making all kinds of crazy ass Frankenstein constructions. Yeah, that's it, guys, on the mint. Super jammed about it. I'm gonna take a breath now. I'm gonna toss it back to Switty just to give me a second. Then we're gonna go into the next phase and we're gonna give you guys a little additional hype before we move to Q&A.
Oh yeah, H2O baby. We need it. That's a lot of stuff right there. How about those chests? Again, these are things I love to hear just in the spirit of the moment, in the times. That's gonna be fun. As if we needed any more incentive. For our elementals. The mint's gonna be crazy. That'll be a lot of fun. We're seeing the questions here in the chat. So we're going to be able to get up. I know I'm seeing, we see all the questions that we have, we're going to be able to get answered. And obviously, we'll keep it rocking.
What up?
Really excited for the mint. Really freaking excited for the mint. It's all I can think about when I go to sleep. How's it going? What's gonna happen? Again, like the different outcomes that can happen, Johnny, are endless. Right?
It's insane. The amount of shit that we have been doing, that the guys on the stage have been doing over the last couple of months, in between this getting this deal done, in between this mint, in between the combat updates, and without further ado, I said, like, you guys know my style. You guys know Ice Toad style at this point. This is again a couple surprises already today, but we have one more thing that I think this is going to be It's going to be a little bit of an Ice Toad Oscar Hobbs moment here, and then we'll get to Q&A. I'm going to tee them up, but guys, we've been working on this combat experience for a while now, and we're in pre-alpha. We're breaking shit left and right. We're doing our job. We're really putting things under the microscope and breaking things and hearing your guys' frustrations and responding to that and looking at the data. We're doing a lot of stuff on that side of the table. Again, I think what you guys see in the pre-alpha is of course what we release. You guys probably have a lot less insights into what's going on behind the scenes than the laboratory. A lot of the things that we're doing now are trying to set the stage for all of the things that we want to do. So when you build a base system like this, it's like the foundation has to be very strong. And the foundation has to shuffle a lot of the time when you're starting to bring new concepts online that were always part of the big picture. And there's something that has been in the secret workshop. We've talked about it. We have hinted at it. You've heard me write about it in the lore. You've heard writer Ryan write about it in the lore. You've heard us all kind of aspire to this. We're starting to nail down what that 1v1 experience really feels like. There's a lot more to go. We understand that. But this is a social multiplayer game, guys. It's a social multiplayer game. We've said it from the beginning. So, Ice Toad, Oscar Hobbs, get up here, man. You guys need to talk a little bit about this little experiment that's going on in the background that we want to show a little bit of video on, maybe.
Yeah. So If you guys want to go over and pop on over to town hall questions and just get
Leak.
your minds blown.
I will leak. Hey everyone. Oscar, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Hello, my good friend. How are
Hello,
you?
friend. I am spectacular today. How are you?
I'm great. This is actually a life milestone for all of us. It's as Johnny has already said. It's really a day that will propel us forward into I think amazing things and just give us a lot of momentum into what we want to build. And I think that's the perfect segue into letting you guys know officially that we've been building some stuff behind the scenes. Um, we have literally already built a prototype of 3 versus 3 battles, a free-for-all mode, and a boss mode. You want to talk a little bit about what you've seen, Trends, and a little bit of what we plan to do with this?
Yeah, sure. I think that we've shown some of the sneak peeks on the on Discord and on the Twitter um, profile of our croc.
Yeah,
That's
old
right,
Sally,
old
good old
Sally.
Sally. Yeah, old Sally. Bless her.
So really one of the biggest things that we have coming up that's in the works is the old Sally boss fight, and so the footage that we're showing right now in the town hall questions channel, that is 4 players fighting in Ilgra, is kind of the foundation in the first, one of the first tests of getting multiple people, for more than 2, into the arena against a boss type character. And so when we first saw the footage for this, and first got it up and running, of course everyone was pretty stoked about it. But the additional stuff coming up, like the 3v3 and the free for all mode, that stuff is going to be pretty amazing. It's always been in the plans for us, and we've always wanted to have PvE. And we've always talked about how some of the different champions, like the elementals, will be stronger against some of the PvE situations. So we're happy to get to show you guys that we are building that stuff, and we are going to be delivering on it. In addition to continuing to fuck up and fix and adjust the 1v1 arena combat. We've got 3 more characters in development right now, which is Keymaster, Fenrir, and the Ilgra. They're all coming out really nicely. I'm not sure who's going to be up after that, but we're moving pretty quickly now. It's tough because our team is only of a certain size, right? So we had 3 characters to start, and then once we start building 3 more, it's not like we have 3 characters. We have 6 now because we continue to make modifications and adjustments to the existing 3 on a daily basis. We have some awesome stuff coming up for the family traits that are going to be brand new for characters that we already have, that you're already playing in the arena. The Whisperer's got a really great new family trait coming up. We've seen Aos's teleport. That's getting a bit of an overhaul. And then the other characters that are coming up, the other 3 are, we're trying even harder to differentiate the play styles between the characters by making these new family traits really cool.
Yeah, one thing I want to mention is that we on the free for all and team battle side, we're already iterating on what would be called a pre alpha, and and already theorizing and executing on stuff like how do you target different champions? How do you message where the other folks on your team are? And in case someone is getting ganged up on, how does the camera look when you are not in lockdown mode? Like all that is currently being iterated on, because our desire, our goal is to get this into your guys' hands as fast as possible. And we usually don't like to talk too much about the features, but just deliver and put them in your hands. And I think this is going to be the case as well. We're itching to get this out and itching to see a lot of you in the arena and just one of you coming out victorious and taking all the glory. That's it. I mean, it's pretty big. I think we'll be sharing this video outside of the town hall announcement the chat, so that you guys can share it on Twitter probably. I mean, we're making more game modes, guys, and Old Sally is looking amazing. I think we're going to put up a post soon, if it hasn't been already up, that actually shows some of her textures and some of her visuals. We did share one that showed her earlier model. Now there's one that looks a little bit more complete, and I'm pretty happy where that landed. So yeah, back to you, Mr. Emperor.
It's awesome, guys, dude. The minute I saw that video, I was like, dude, this is it. It was a big one. It was a big one for me personally, seeing that, because it's really the full circle of the experience. It's gonna know, like, when you get in there, and it's 1v1 fighting games. You guys have all felt that it's there's something really special about that, because it's mano a mano. There's really nothing you can hide behind there. It's pretty clear in most of those exchanges, who's the better player, once you're done with the best out of three, at least in that moment and at that moment. Something that's really fun about free-for-all and team-based tactics is it just opens up the dynamic. Everybody, has to kind of fill into their roles and make much more strategic decisions based on what's going on all around them. And, I don't want to say for some of us who are maybe not that great as individuals in the 1v1 side of things, this gives you a little bit more something to back into. And of course, it's inherently social. It's something that I think opens up the gameplay to a lot more of a wider audience, to be frank. As we've seen with like team battle style games like of course Fortnite and PUBG. And these games tend to open up the funnel quite large, because there's a lower barrier to entry. You don't feel as bad when you lose. It's a thing you can kind of just jump into and start having fun. Getting your ass kicked doesn't feel as bad, so to speak, in a mode like that. And everybody gets to have, all the different characters really get to have their shining moments, and we're going to continue to iterate there. But it's a big one, guys. That one is one that I'm personally super excited to see continue to get ironed out in the coming months. So
it does feel pretty innovative. I mean, we're old, I'd say, not to use the word veterans, but old, and so we have a lot of games in our history, in our Steam library, and I mean, this feels super new. It does feel fresh. There's just having especially the team battle, the different ways that the champions are spread on the map, and the different strategies that can emerge. In order to get one of the other champions dead or killed before the other team can kill one of your champions. It's really interesting. I actually I'm sort of discovering a little bit of a new genre in what we're doing, and I love it.
awesome. So yeah, guys. So we're gonna move to Q&A now. Again, you have the full creative team up here, creative and devs, leads. I think we can answer a couple questions here before we get out of here and send out some more of this informational packets for you guys to reference. I'll just state that anything that's like hyper technical focused, like the chain stuff or like migrating assets, all that kind of stuff. Like we're gonna have a little bit more of a focus, I think, Q&A with our tech people. Quite frankly, some of those details need to really be ironed out. So don't want to necessarily waste too much time on those questions. I know they're extremely important. I know they're top of mind for a lot of you who have, various assets. As usual, I think we're going to apply to, our general rule, which is we're going to always try to do what's best for the larger community and is the fairest across the board. But we're going to have a more focused kind of discussion around that in the coming weeks as more details come out about it. So other than that, you got the full creative team. I'd love to hear some narrative questions where we're going narratively, econ stuff. With is here. Oscar and Ice Toad, myself are here for combat and the general, creative and larger world experience. So let's kick it off.
I'm going to start letting people up, Johnny. All right, guys, come on in, get your questions. We're going to go 3 at a time first. We're going to get these, we're going to get them in order. The people that are coming, and we're going to reward, people that have been showing out to the project for a bit. We're going to cycle through the people up here. Let's get a quick question and pick your poison, and make sure you spread the love, right? A good offense. Got to feed the beast, right? We got the whole squad. Let's go with again, like Count P. Ray. You've been an employee of the month. Right, so I think it's fine. I think that's fair to let you lead off here, man. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Awesome. Super excited too about the news, and I feel like we should to lead it off have some kind of AMA in that format, maybe next week or in the not too distant future, because I think there are a ton of questions out there, and I'm having trouble really asking a single question out of the many I have. But maybe to go into a topic that we haven't touched yet. How about the move to Polygon? What's the idea behind that? What's the battle plan? Can you tell us a bit more, or is that still under construction?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just touch on that. I think generally it's under construction. I think it's one of those things where we know, with where we're going with the game and kind of what we want to accomplish on the transactional side. We don't want you guys to be paying insane transaction fees and some of the obvious advantages that we get there from Polygon and it being an L2 but those, again, there's some of those details need to be ironed out, and we need to kind of figure out exactly what's going on there. And of course, I think it's nice to also say that that's going to be one of the homes for the game, because it's I think Polygon has a focus on games, and we're definitely a game project. So that's all I think we'll say for now. I think, again, there's more qualified people on this on the technical side of the business that have led to those determinations, and we'll be hearing from them soon about it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sweet. Thanks, Count P. Ray. We got Ray Token in the house.
Hey, brothers. Hey. How are you?
Yo.
Well, I have a question. First, I want to spread the good vibes of all of my community. We are live right now on Twitch, and we have the Hispanic community representing here. We love Champions Ascension. I have the people waiting for this mint and to have an elemental and to play with their own characters, and they are spreading the love for the game. So I'm positive, and I know the decision you made about creating this new company is going to be great for the game as well. So we need to be positive, guys. I just saw the questions of the holders, and every time there's a change, there's fear, but I don't have fear. I feel positive about the game because the game is doing amazing. I just made an AMA with Ice Toad, and he answered a lot of questions. The thing is that my question is about the Prime Eternals right now. What if somebody buys right now from OpenSea? It will have the chance to mint.
Yeah, so unfortunately right now, so that we can get the wallet checker up and close out the mint, we can't extend that any longer because there's, those lists are closed. However, anybody who does acquire our Prime Eternal, there I can say this, right? Just like anything, and this is our main promise. They are going to have those 1,000 elementals that are going in the treasury. Any promotionals we do, they're going to have a significant advantage in any of those that we put up for whatever reason from an engagement standpoint to earn. So you're always going to have increased earning potential with your Prime Eternals. They're always going to be first in line for any types of things like that we do.
Thank you. I have another question about content creators because I'm a streamer on Twitch. Are you thinking on keep like hiring these streamers to make the game like more visible for gamers because we are focusing right now on gamers?
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously, yeah. I mean, long story short, the game is what's going to be visually the most impressive thing, and from a fun factor standpoint, what brings in the most players, and that's what we want to see. We're going to continue to iterate. We're going to continue to build partnerships with those streamers, and incentivize them in the right ways to continue to play the game and show it to players.
Okay, thank you, sweetie, for pulling me up, brother. I love you.
Thanks, Raid. Out of all the questions, the interesting one to go, but that's what we talk about that all the time. But thanks for the question. We're gonna keep it moving here, and we've got someone newer in the house. We got did he leave? All right. Well, what's up, Blitz?
Well, hey guys, how you doing?
Doing great. How you doing? Who's your question for?
Before Blitz's question, I have a question for you. You know what I'm going to talk about, right?
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know it. Hey, what's up, man?
Hit me.
Did you let me win on that first round today?
I've been having a seriously rough time getting the parry timing today. I got just wrecked a bunch of times. So no, I was just trying to figure it out. But I did play Dudo for the first hour, so you might have had a little practice on me.
Oh, you were? Okay.
So I came in on the second hour, and I just got stomped.
Good.
I played against Jiragi, and I think he beat me we rematched every time, and he beat me maybe 12 rounds in a row. I have no idea, but we'll get back.
Okay.
Don't worry.
All right.
But the second and third round,
for the honest answer. No.
If you want to,
we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. We just talk about the happy memories, man.
Just the first round. I got
it. Yeah. All good. Thank you, Blitz.
So I got a few questions which I wrote in here, but I'll just ask the one I'm thinking of. And the stickers and the art, they're just getting dumped. People don't know what they're worth. I think it'd be, I don't know if you guys can attest to this now or just take it as feedback, but I think that you should tell us what the utility is, because people are just throwing it for less than gas money right now, and it's hurting my soul looking at that. So if you have any info on what the utility is for the stickers or the works of art, and the titles of nobility, if you can give us any of that, I would love that.
You guys go ahead. Somebody from the team answer that.
I'll answer that. I'll answer that one. So we actually have plans for let's say different tiers of utility for all of these. The very short-term utility of the titles, as you might have imagined, is that it will give you the title in the game. So you will be called Queen Blitz or Lord Blitz after our fight today. Then on the side of the stickers, we're planning to use them as emojis that allow you to react, for example, in Dudo. But then we're also planning on having further utility in other upcoming features of the game. To give you an example, there's an upcoming feature that where you will be able to. We call it the Maestro Tower. I don't want to give too much away on that, but you're going to be able to sort of create a challenge for other players. And these items from the loot box, we're planning for them to affect the way that some of the elements or some of the variables in the way that you set up those battles. So that would be like a tier 2 use of those elements in the loot box. And we have other plans. I think we even I think Riot when I was on his stream sort of hit the nail. He sort of guessed a little bit of what we were planning, where we might take 10 regular records and create a platinum record, for example, and that will have specific utility in some of these different utility tiers that we're thinking of.
I mean, I might have 20 or 30 of those, so
So
platinum would be cool.
It will be narrated. There's actually a cool song that you guys haven't heard, but it will the new record will be narrated in the voice of the old Kark, who's here with us.
Who's that guy? Never heard of him.
Oh, he's a legend, but he's being silent.
All right, thanks, guys. I won't take the stage for too much longer. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Blitz. How many more you guys got, team? We got a couple more waiting too. We got some up to the stage. What are you guys looking like here? The Emperor.
Yeah, we're good.
Let's keep it rolling. Cisco, what's up?
How's it going, everyone? Thank you for having me up, and major congratulations on the seed round with A16Z. Super hyped for it.
Thank you, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, just a couple quick questions for you. I'd love to know if you can talk a little bit about the financial and maybe creative freedom that the seed round brings to the team. And, also, we're obviously on the forefront here of the evolution of the video game industry. I'd love to hear from a couple of you about how you think the relationship between the developers and the player/investor base is going to be changing into the future.
Yeah, those are great questions. I think, at the top line level, the first question you asked is like, what does this relationship do for us in terms of like accelerating us or unlocking our potential? I think the project, even over the last several months, has continued to pursue. We've always had our vision and our goal in sight, and that is not going to change at all. We, have a very good structure that allows us to continue to build on that vision. I think, what the partnership with somebody like, particularly the lead investment VC A16 provides us is it unlocks a lot of relationships for us. And advisement, and we're being advised by, again, you think about who might be a part of that group. We're being advised by, there's nobody on this stage on the development side of the table and the creative side these are not slouches. My the team before you is very well adapted and very strong. I mean, we're being advised by people now, who have launched games like League of Legends and things of that games in that caliber. Right. So I think that's the other thing that really comes with that level of relationship. They're invested in us. They want to see us win. They want to help us get to the promised land. And they're going to help us unlock doors to do that. At the same time, we are going to be still in control of our destiny. And I can't really say much more than that. But on that side of it, I think it only helps us. It only helps us allows us to be more fast and get in front of the right people faster. At the same time, the second part of your question, I think, is the most exciting thing for us. Over the last year as a project, we really have been at the forefront, I believe, at the creative side of things, thinking about what player ownership means in terms of the development process. And I think where everybody else in the ecosystem, and when I say everybody else, I don't mean necessarily everybody else, but a lot of the projects out there that you see talking about this is like, hey, the community is part of the development team, and the community, can build, you just sell them some land and they'll do all the UGC. I think that, a lot of that, and you guys have seen this with a lot of games that allow for this, it's really difficult to make that user friendly and something that can scale well. And certainly there's games and projects that have done this. But for the most part, our approach to it is really the dev team has the expertise to build the game, and we're going to build really fun units. You guys see what we're doing. We're building really fun gameplay loops. We're building really fun gameplay and experiences. And then I think where we find the excitement in blockchain is allowing you guys to become asset holders in those assets, and then giving you guys the tools to build enjoyable, incredibly fun live operational events and curated pieces of content that will exist and you guys will take ownership of. So, what that means generally, and Hyro mentioned a little bit about Maestro Towers and where we're going with that. So if you guys have played, a game like Mortal Kombat, which is, as you know, a huge reference for us in terms of the tenacity and the style of game it is. It's something that we pull a lot of inspiration from. If you guys have ever played the Towers of Time in that game, super cool feature. It allows players to kind of take on different challenges with different sets of circumstances. And there's different buy-ins and different rewards and so on and so forth. The difference between that system and the way that we see it in the blockchain universe, in the Champions Ascension universe, is all of that is controlled by the system holder, right? The team at NetherRealm who builds Mortal Kombat builds all of those events and curates all of them directly themselves and live operates them. And what you see is what you get, and that's what it is. We see a world where we provide you guys the great content and the great shit to work with, and then you guys build those events and you promote them and you benefit from them and you bring players into those experiences. And the more of a robust asset ownership package that you have gives you more tools in the toolkit to accelerate your growth and your potential to gain. And I think that's the most complete answer I can give now. It is something that we're going to get a lot more into as the white paper 2 rolls out little bit by little over the year. But it's by far and away what we see as the true potential in blockchain gaming versus all of the fucking buzzwords and bullshit that everybody else talks about. Player ownership makes sense to us, and player engagement and what the community can bring to the table is to really leverage the content we build in new and interesting ways. And that's what we feel player ownership brings to the table. And what we are really excited about delivering to you guys, the tools to really grow the empire alongside with us.
Well, thank you so much for the question, for having me up and for letting me ask the question. And you guys got a couple busy days ahead of you here, and hopefully once it's all done, maybe the community can celebrate a little bit with y'all. And again, congratulations on the investment.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, brother. All right. Let's go with KG.
Yo, Squiddy, yo, team, thanks for having me up. I want to apologize for my language in advance, but let's fucking go, Plai Labs. Let's go, Messina. I am fucking hyped.
Right on, KG. That's awesome to hear, man.
Let's go.
I have got a few technical questions, but I know you said, Johnny, we'll touch on that at a later date. So, I think there's one important one which
we're gonna have the AI answer all your technical questions, KG. That's why we added the AI in there to answer all your questions.
Work smarter, not harder. Love it. I think everyone's been asking this one, but what's the reasoning behind the 1 hour mint window for tier 1s?
I will pass that to the smartest man in the room that we know with logic.
Hey, definitely see folks' concerns in the chat. I think maybe worth mentioning that as we were figuring out how to structure this mint, we were paying a lot of attention to what Azra did, how they structured their mint, and that's basically how we've structured the mint here. And they're kind of a partner or a sister company to us through the A16Z They're also funded by A16Z, so we were able to talk to them and get a lot of insights in terms of like what worked and what didn't work about their mint. So that is the model that we decided to use for how this mint is structured. We will certainly take your feedback in consideration, and we can talk some more about whether there's any adjustments that we want to make. But I think people surmised more or less accurately that the point of having a short window is to push momentum and to drive demand.
Yeah, no, I get that. And I get you trying to model it on what other people have done, but on this occasion, I'd probably really try and encourage that we base it and model it on what the community wants, because I mean, we've got multiple wallets with multiple tier ones, so not only are we going to be back and forth trying to figure out what we've got and where we've got it, but we've got to do that in an hour time window where gas is going to be incredibly high because everyone is minting at the same time. And tier one was supposed to be guaranteed, so I'm just a bit concerned there. And if we could, if we could really take a look at what the community's saying, and take that to the team and get an answer to us, I think everyone would appreciate it.
Understood. We certainly have considered the concerns that you've raised. I mean, they certainly were part of the discussion, and we can chat at length with the Azure team about what their experience was like. There were certainly folks in their mint as well that had multiple wallets and multiple tiers, and also had some of those tiers were guaranteed. Is that right? Was maybe tier one? I think their tier one was not actually guaranteed. I think it was also their tier one was also oversubscribed. But thanks for the feedback. We'll definitely take it under consideration.
Okay, thank you. One final thing, just a shout out to all of you, really, especially people like Ryan, who's on Twitter with the voices, dishing out lore and getting people engaged every week. I think that may go unnoticed a lot of times. So same with you, WitLogic, behind the scenes. Yeah, shout out to everyone. Combat was so much better this week. I know I was quite vocal last week, I stowed, but this week really enjoyed it. And keep it up, guys. Really hyped, really excited. Let's fucking go.
Thanks, KG. All right, let's keep it moving. Who is next? All right, Z. Z then checks, and I think we're at the final stretch here. I think we go Z checks, Zest LT to close it out, and then we take it to the slice here, and then it's Dudo time.
Let's go. I'm waiting to go play some Slice till this is over, and I'm going to get at it. So, my first experience for the day, I'm excited. Thank you to everyone that is on here for making my excitement even an option right now. Because without you guys that are on here in this AMA with us, there'd be no reason to be excited. So, I just want to say thank you for that. And congratulations on the investment and I think great so far. I appreciate it. As you all know, I could ask a billion questions, but I will ask one of my favorite questions that I usually like to end stuff with. Can I get like a 30-second answer from each of you guys for your respective positions? Like, what are you most excited about with Champions Ascension?
Go ahead, guys.
All right, I'll jump in first. I have been using AI for a really long time. I wrote my first AI in like 1998. I wrote a genetic AI algorithm for playing Pente, which is like a version of Go. I've done image generation, vision recognition. I worked at a robotics company for a while doing voice recognition, voice generation. We've been experimenting with story generation. Expert systems. We use tuning and balancing AI for our puzzle games at Jam City. Super excited about the potential of unlocking that ability for you guys. Like the question earlier about how do we sort of see the economy, the player economy. I've been thinking a lot about the player economy, some sort of like a franchisee model of like any content that the development team can create. We use tools to make content. Sometimes it's graphics tools, or sometimes it's spreadsheets that we use. Any of those tools that we use to make content, we could put in your hands to make content as well. And with the power of AI, that could be professional level content, and there may be no differentiation. Like you won't be able to tell the difference between content that we make and content that the community makes. And the power of the blockchain and the value of ownership means they're economic incentives and economic rewards for the people who make the best content. I think that's the thing I'm most excited about.
That's exciting. I'll continue with mine before anyone steals mine. Because then it will just get harder to come up with a new one. Actually, mine has to do with something that you guys have been getting clues about for a while, and it has to do with how we plan to populate the world and interoperability. Perhaps it's might be the right word. I already see tweets and I already see videos of some players, showing these little street urchins running around the world. And as it gets more populated, and as you see more champions, and as you see the elemental champions come in, it just gets more lively and it just feels more alive. There's one new element that you guys have not. I mean, there's clues everywhere, but you guys, I don't think you figured it out. But something is about to happen pretty soon that is going to turn this world probably into like a hub, let's say, within the blockchain. And that's really, really exciting for us.
I'll go quick too, and it's the ability to get the community involved with the creators that grow and build this game. Keep it nice, short, and sweet. We're going to create superstars from Champions Ascension, right? We're no longer going out because so-and-so's got 100,000 followers, so we got to get them to talk about the game. We've been doing our thing now, and we're gonna good content creators who are dedicated to champions, who are rocking with champions, we're gonna grow with and nurture, and that's gonna be really exciting. And getting the community involved and seeing how the community reacts to these different creators too that come up organically will be fun to monitor.
Yeah, I'll piggyback on what Troy was saying about the AI. We've been writing this, community interactive story on Twitter for a while, and every time the community makes an unexpected decision, which is awesome, and that's what they're supposed to do, I have to manually write the next piece, which is very time intensive. But we're already looking at AI that is able to roll with that, and I'm just imagining that in the not too distant future, you could have your own story. You start the story. The AI knows how to respond and how to include details from Messina, details about your champion, details about where you are in the world that will allow you to kind of do anything you want. And I'm super stoked to see that happen. We're working on it in the background. And then just in general, PvE baby and quests. I'm so excited about that. And then that's a ways off, but that's what I'm super excited about because I suck at combat. So I need to fight monsters who aren't that smart and are not as good as the rest of you.
I'll just I'll round this out. I mean, for me, it's I like to lead from the front. So from a creative standpoint, and being a creative, being at the forefront of something new, the new era of gaming, new frontier, if you will, of what it means. And again, I'll touch this back on player ownership. This is not a safe space, guys. This is not a risk-free zone. This is not a guarantee. This is nothing we do is, we're fucking driving in the fast lane, man. There is no easy to fucking follow success story right now out there that has lasted long term in this space. And I fucking love that because that's what I like. I like trying to solve those problems. I like being in the fucking battle, in the fucking fray. That's what the Coliseum Eternal is about. That's what this IP is about. That's what this brand is about. That's what you guys are going to be about if you want to stay a part of the project. That's what we fucking do. And for some people, that's not going to be what they want to hear. They want to play it safe and have guarantees. Nobody who fucking plays it safe wins. This is a fast and loose industry. We're at the forefront of it. There are no real winners out there right now. There's only people who want to be the big winner. And I fucking want to go up and hit goddamn home runs with you guys. So that's what I'm excited about.
The juices. It just gets the juices flowing. Thanks, C.
Thank you guys.
See you in the arena. All right, we got our grand finale here. Zest, what's up, Zest? What's your question? Who do you got? Oh, we're gonna go checks first, Zest. Sorry, we got checks, Zest, and then no longer LT. It looks like. All right, what's up, checks? Checks, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Scotty? Thanks for having me out, man.
For sure, man. Welcome.
Yeah, so I don't really get to play in Messina's as much as I would like. Huge gaming fan. Got into MMOs way back in the day. Some of the guys might know from Ultima Online. So seeing a NFT project doing this kind of stuff is really great. You guys kind of already touched base with it when they talked about the PvE and the quest side of things. I was actually just wondering about character customization. So kind of a staple for your RPGs and stuff like that is, immersing yourself and creating the character that represents you in this virtual world. So is there any plans, and I'm sorry if it's been addressed, for being able to customize the character that you enter into Messina with, just because all the traits are kind of based off of the NFT that you're using to log in, right?
Yeah, so there's going to be multiple, I think, ways that we look at this. I mean, this is obviously going to be a blockchain-based game, so any of that kind of stuff we want. There's going to be things that I think attach to your champion. We've already discussed that, at the account level, at the champion level, and then there's going to be different customization options. A lot of the things that we're contemplating really for that second tier of the economy downstream from the core loop really revolve around crafting, kind of the crafting and consumable, side of the ecosystem. And that's where I think a lot of that additional stuff is going to go. I think we can throw out one little league out there is like, we are going to play with this. I think there is definitely some excitement that we have and some early thoughts into pet customization and using that as a vehicle to test out some of the methodology there that we want to kind of run through you guys before we go right to the champions themselves. But it's 100% something that, again, as a social multiplayer game, being able to flex, being able to get out there and continuously update that flex is critical.
100%, man. I appreciate that. And those were my thoughts too. Just kind of starting with the pets. That's a great idea. But as far as like keeping things like equipable items or maybe some kind of transmogrification or illusion system for your character and keeping like the changes server side. But no, that's great. That's all I had, man. Y'all keep up the great work. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
All right. Let's wrap it here with Zest and then LT, and then let's go play some Dudo.
Hi everyone. I feel that we are in a new era. It's very exciting, and I still have some worries. For example, a game takes time to find its public, and we have no more the regular revenues of Gem City. Is there a risk that we could be pressure with a lack of funding? And then the VC are here to take their return. And will there be enough patience to let the game blossom? And with the VC, I fear that the VC will take a part of the revenue that were for the primes. And maybe the very last question, is the company regulated in the US? Because yeah, we have a lot of concern about regulation, about staking. Thanks.
Yeah, fair questions, dude. I think I got most of that. Yeah, dude. At the end of the day, like some of this stuff is legal stuff. Again, like we'll reveal a little bit more of that stuff, like where the company's located and so on and so forth, and all that kind of stuff. In the next couple days and weeks. What I can say is, as far as the investor goes. Investors of the caliber of A16Z, these are not short-term stick-up guys that are looking for their money back, 2 days after they give you a down payment. These are guys that are into the heaviest of fucking heavies out there. Just look at their portfolio. They make a lot of bets, but they are really looking to make. And this is, I'm not saying anything out of pocket here. This is where this world lives. They're looking to make 20x multiples, on their investments. They know that shit is not going to come back around in 1 month. Would they like it to? Yeah, of course they would like it to. I'd like it to. I think everybody on stage here, I think you guys would like it to. But they are more of a long-term partner. They see long-term potential in what we're doing. They believe in the space. The fund is spread out in a really, really great way. We haven't extended ourselves in any way, at least from my perspective, that guarantees us to do anything, for them in a short time frame. It's the kind of thing where we're gonna win together and we're gonna make decisions together. And as far as taking money out of Prime's pockets, there's never a place. I mean, I think we just went on and on a little while ago about how really our business plan and where we feel our revenue is going to come from as a business is by putting the tools in your guys' hands to go out and make money. And build content that makes money. When you mod something of ours, or you build something of ours, or you take your assets and you compile them in a very interesting way that makes sense, and you can succeed with that and bring money into the project. Yeah, there'll be something for us there. But Troy mentioned kind of what the franchisee model looks like to us. We get a little bit of that. You guys get the grand potential. And that, to me, in the player ownership model and to the team, is what has the biggest opportunity for potential. So it's not about taking money out of your pocket. It's about giving you the ability to make money and make good decisions and add to the mix and add to the project. And we believe that in time, that will do right for the project. And ultimately us as a business. And Champions Ascension isn't the only thing that Play Labs is going to be looking into. Obviously, we're a fully cut business. If we it is the focus. And there will be things that we develop that are proprietary technology that may be used by other ecosystems on the blockchain. And these are additional ways that we'll look to make our investors happy. But our investors aren't happy unless we're happy, unless we're doing good together. I mean, that's as simple as it is. So that's the best and most complete answer I can say without giving out protected legal details of the terms of that deal.
Okay, no, thanks so much. I really like the project. I'm really high, but of course, I have still some concern, like everyone. Thanks.
Understood.
All right, and then last but certainly not least, what's up, LT?
Hey, buenas noches, everyone. I'm fucking sorry I had to jump off the stage. I rug so much I should just move to fucking Arabia. So it's more of a suggestion, I guess, because honestly, around the first mint, you guys cleaned up the code pretty well where gas was not an issue. So I'm thinking you're probably going to do the same thing this time. More of a suggestion. So I'm part of a different project and they're based out of ETH, but they do all their operations on Poly. The way I understood it on the back end, what they do is that they clone the token on the Poly blockchain, so that way they don't have to bridge shit over. Because I think that's like the lingering what if in everybody's like the back of their mind. So I'm just giving a suggestion. I guess my real question is, here in the US, we usually have clearance dates for withdrawal. So if like I go on Coinbase, I put a deposit, that shit won't clear for like 10 business days. Kraken it's 7, Gemini it's 5. Crypto.com seems to be the only one that does like 24 hours, but obviously they overcharge the shit out of everybody. Any suggestions?
One of the degens, please. One of the degens. Not. I can't answer this effectively.
Wait, are you asking like where is a better place to get your ETH faster?
Essentially, just onboard it and not leaving my butt in the exchange. Usually, the faster they're onboarded, the more you get charged.
I hear there's some guy that like you can just wire transfer money to in Latin America or something, and he'll never mind. No.
No. No. I'm
Yeah,
out
he
of that
probably
business,
sees
man.
that,
I'm
like,
trying
a
to
lot.
make an honest living.
I don't think. I mean, we all have that same thing, right? When we buy ETH, we're locked up for a period of time. So I don't know if there's any secrets for how to get around the lockup period.
Yeah, no, I was just looking for the shorter one, I guess. I guess it's either crypto.com or something else. For anybody that needed to ask that, I guess.
I actually I use Binance, and maybe it's because it's in Latam. It doesn't take that long, to be honest.
I was gonna check with them too, so I'll try to ask somebody that's in the States, but yeah, good idea.
All right. Well, this was it. We are done, guys. Let's go.
Thanks,
The
guys.
first ever town hall, Play Labs, Champions Ascension. We are rolling, baby. Johnny, thanks, brother. Any final parting words as we all right now? Again, there's no excuse for the 134 people in here to not be jumping into Champions Ascension right now when our pre-alpha is open. The Emperor, any final words before we depart?
Let's fucking go. I'll see you through the blood and the sand, boys and girls.